All right, welcome back, students. This is an example of what happens when you're factoring out a trinomial where a is equal to 1, along with b and c are both negative. So we go back to what we remember from the polynomials, and we say, well, if it has the form of ax squared plus or minus bx plus or minus c, then I'm able to use the method I'm teaching you today, February the 3rd. Well, in this example, a is equal to 1, b is equal to negative 6, and c is equal to negative 27. And it has a squared as the highest power. Therefore, it is a quadratic trinomial with ABC. All right, so this is pretty easy. We start by factoring the 1 in front of the n squared. Well, that means that if I factor out this n squared, I get n times n, because n times n will give you 1n squared. Well, now I move to the c. For this c, whoa, don't know what just happened there. For this c, I'm going to factor it out to all the different possible factors that will give me 27. So let me erase some of this stuff here. And let's start off with the easiest one, 1 times 27. And then we have, well, 2 ain't going to work, but 3 times 9 will work. 4 will not work, 5 will not work, 6 will not work, 7 will not work, 8 will not work, and when I get to 9, it'll be 9 times 3, which is the same as 3 times 9. So those are the only options I have. But you'll notice that, and let me put another one of these here and another one of these here. If I want to multiply two numbers that give me negative 27, I could do negative and positive here. That'll give me a negative 27. Negative and positive here. That will give me negative 27. Positive here and negative here. That will give me negative 27. And positive here and negative here. That will get me 27. So we focus on the B. Now, for the B, here's what you have to remember. When I'm finding C, I'm multiplying. That's why I multiplied negative 1 times positive 27 and got negative 27. But when I am looking for B, I am adding or subtracting, which is known as combining. So now let's combine all these different factors and see what we get. So if I combine a negative 1 with a positive 27, I get positive 26. I combine a negative 3 with a positive 9, and I get a positive 6. I combine a positive 1 with a negative 27, I get negative 26. And when I combine a positive 3 with a negative 9, I get a negative 6. Which one do we want? Well, we want this one. So the only combination that will work will be the negative 9 and a positive 3. That's it. No other combination will work. So let's bring those over here, and we're going to put the positive 3 here, and we're going to put the negative 9 here. Well, the way we have everything situated, we're going to have a parentheses on the left, and we're going to have a parentheses on the right. Everything that's pointing left will go in the left parentheses. So if we follow this arrow down, we need an n, and if we follow this arrow down, we need a positive 3. So n plus 3. If we follow this arrow down, and we get an n, and we follow this arrow down, we get a negative 9. So that would be n minus 9. Well, if I did everything correct, everything in this box should be my solution. But like I keep telling you, if you want to be absolutely certain you have the correct answer, you will have to check these. So let's check them real quick. Here we go. We're just going to run through this as fast as we can. And let me get this little rainbow color because that looks pretty cool. Okay, so n times n is n squared. N times negative 9 is negative 9n. 3 times n is positive 3n. And 3 times negative 9 is negative 27. Always look in the middle and see what you get. I'll have an n squared minus 6n minus 27, and that double checks what I originally started with, so I know for a fact that thing in the box has to be my answer. Well, I hope this video helps you out. If you have any questions, write it down, jot it down, and bring it tomorrow for class. Other than that, you now have your 3 different examples. If you have I put an n and I meant to put an x. If you have x squared plus an x plus a constant, then you're going to have a positive. If you have an ax squared minus an x plus an c, then you're going to have a negative and a negative. If you have any other combination, whether it be ax squared plus x minus c, or ax squared minus x minus c, then you know one of these has to be positive, one of them has to be negative, and whichever one is the bigger one. And remember, we're always trying to put the bigger one on the right side. Okay, whatever one's the bigger one is going to get the sign of B. There's your little trick. If you have any questions, like I said, write them down, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night.